As I mentioned in our last talk, the Building Committee of Holy Cross is in the process of presenting videos on our facility renewal. Let's remember why this is so important. At Holy Cross, we believe that God has called us to encourage those hungry souls to be nourished by Him. We also have a passion for reaching children with the love of God. This passion and this calling are the driving force behind our facility renewal, which we'll see in the building of a new education space. However, this new education space is only a part of the facility renewal plan. There will be changes also made to this facility. However, this new education space is only one part of our facility renewal plan. There will also be changes made to our existing space, also driven by our calling and our passion. I want to introduce you to those changes that will be made in this facility should the congregation adopt this proposal. The most talked about item so far is an elevator. An elevator will make most of the ministries here at Holy Cross available to everyone. However, elevators aren't cheap, especially if you have to retrofit a building. So adding an elevator here in the courtyard will save us from that expense of having to retrofit our building. The second most talked about item so far has been the Fireside Room. If you've ever worshiped with us on Christmas or Easter, you know how crowded the hallways are. A plan was in place to remove the wall between the hallway and the Fireside Room. This would allow people to congregate in a large open space after worship on Sunday mornings. However, there was concern about the loss of a large room for adult education. Right now, there are only 3 large rooms that are available for Sunday morning Bible classes for adults. The opening area of our present education wing, Hiller Hall, and the Fireside Room. The Fireside Room remains the Fireside Room in this plan. We will not remove the wall that exists between the hallway and the Fireside Room. So you might be wondering, how are we going to address the issue of hallway space? I'm glad you asked. Imagine these walls being torn down from the front door to the south end of our building. Imagine rooms 102 and 103 being removed. Imagine all of the space turned into gathering space on Sunday mornings. No longer will you have to fight the huge crowds in the hallways on Christmas and Easter. And you'll be able now to gather and talk with your family and friends on Sunday morning. And hopefully you will also talk to the guests who join us. You're probably wondering, where will the staff offices be located? Let me show you. Yes, I'm standing in our present education wing, which in the new plan will be repurposed as office space. Yes, there are issues we'll have to address, like replacing the roof, but it'll be a great space for your staff. No longer will your staff, some be upstairs and some be downstairs. And this open area will be able to serve as a gathering space on Sunday mornings and Wednesdays for adult Bible classes. The good news is that there are no planned changes to either Hiller Hall or the food pantry. You might have heard that the food pantry was going to move to rooms 102 and 103. That was the plan when we were thinking about tearing down the old education wing. But now there's no need to move the food pantry. Nor is there any need for us to make any changes to Hiller Hall. Hiller Hall serves a variety of ministries and events here at Holy Cross, and it does so very well. And it would be very difficult to replace what Hiller Hall offers. Oh, and by the way, there are no planned changes at this time to the sanctuary. Let me say it again. The reason we are making these changes to our present facility is because we believe that God has called us to encourage hungry people to be fed on the love of God in Christ Jesus. Having more hallway space will remove an obstacle of congestion. Retaining the Fireside Room gives us that space to encourage people who are hungry to be fed on God's Word. To move your staff to one central location helps us to become more efficient. And adding an elevator to this facility will help us make sure the ministries that take place here at Holy Cross are available to everyone. You'll be introduced to the floor plan of our new education wing in the next video, and I'll be joined by Dan Hampton, our Director of Growth Ministries, and Deb Schrank, our preschool director, as we explained that plan. I'm excited to finally let you see what we have planned for this education space, and also to let you see how it will fit into the why of our facility renewal. I want to remind you of three things. First of all, we're not done with these videos yet. Not only are we going to produce a video that shows you the floor plan of the education space, but we're also going to produce a video that will introduce the building committee to you and talks about the funding and financing for the project. Secondly, you'll be given opportunity to give your input. Your input is extremely important in this process. And then thirdly, you'll have the opportunity to vote on this plan as well as the financing and fundraising. Please join us in praying for this plan, that God's will would be done, not ours.